Welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Monday night. Amazing how quick these Mondays get here. Kind of freaked myself out. I got home about a little after 3 today and told Kent, you know what? Don't know what I'm going to do tonight. Don't have a stamp set picked out. But, sometimes when you have to hurry, that's the best thing because you can't play around. You just got to get to work. So I have a card. I watched online, Leanna Akers, I believe was her name, and she designed a card that I thought was just really fun. And I decided since the last couple of weeks I've done technique, tonight I was going to do a fun fold. So I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see what we're going to make tonight. Here you go. So 2 different layouts, one going opening this way and one opening up. So I'll show you how to do both of those. I am using a lot of retired product because unfortunately our new catalog is going to be, well, exciting that the new catalog is going to be here soon, but that also means that a lot of things are retiring. I forgot to shut my sound off. All right. So when things retire, that means I look at my supplies and go, oh, have I used that? Or do I still need to use it? So most of what I'm showing you tonight, I have used in a Monday night live, but there are a few things that I haven't that I'm going to show you. Okay, so here's this card and it opens like that. Isn't that fun? Not real difficult to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me show you the pieces. Oh, my sticky notes aren't sticking. All right, so this one is 4 1/4. Goodness, I found a bunch of old sticky notes. 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 5 1/2. And I'll show you that here in a second. Same color, I chose same color. It's 3 by 3. And then the white square that goes in the middle is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Her design was a solid here, and then she did designer series paper on this one, but it's completely up to you on that. Then a little strip of white is a 1/2 inch by 2, and then this one is 3 by 4, and I'm choosing to use 2 of them, but it's 3 by 4. All right, put these pieces off to the side. On my design, the first one I did, I used Bumblebee. It's one of our retiring colors. And some of you I know will be so surprised to hear that I'm using Magenta Madness because I still have a lot of that I need to get rid of. Hey, Julie, I'm glad you're joining me tonight. Thank you. All right, so we're going to score it at 2 1/8. And if you have our scoring, it's the first line after the 2, because we go down to 1/8 on our score. And then I'm going to do 5 1/2. Okay, so that's all the scoring that we need to do. There is a little bit of measurement with this one. Not difficult to do, but let me get this stuff slided so I can bring this up here. Okay, so here's my 2 score lines that I did. We are going to go back. Well, I guess we don't need to even put it in there. But you're going to put a little dot at the end of that 2 1/8 because we're going to use that. Then put your paper in and go to 2 1/8. And on our paper trimmer, it is the second line because our paper trimmer goes down to the 16th. And we're going to put a dot here. Now, the reason we're doing that is this is the center because this is 4 1/4. And so half is 2 1/8. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So go 2 1/8. I'm using a pencil because I want to be able to mark to erase my lines in case I don't get them quite right when I cut. And then I'm going to mark 2 1/8 on this side. So the same thing on both sides. All right, this is probably the trickiest part, and it's really not that tricky. So here's my dot at 2 1/8, and here's 2 1/8 in the center. So we're going to line those two dots up on my cutting. Cut that triangle off. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on all four other sides. So there's my dot. And there's my dot. Then I'm going to turn around and do the exact same thing on the other side. And this is the side that I scored. So I've got the score line there, and then my 2 1/8 up here. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You know, I used to shy away from these kinds of cards if there was any measurement, because I just wasn't confident with my measuring. But after Stampin' Up! Came out with the paper score and the paper trimmer, it makes it so easy because they give us all the marks. So that's what it's going to look like. And then we've got these two folds. So if we fold that together, there's our card base. Okay. All right. Now, oh, I also have, and I forgot to mention this. Where did I put it? Okay, this one is 4 inches by 5 1/4, which is that normal piece that if I was doing a normal card here, you know, it would fit right. It's the inside just like that. Okay, so now this one, because it's 4, I made my tick mark at 2, and then I turned it and did 2 and 2, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go from tick mark to tick mark and trim these because we want these to be at the same angle as our card. I almost forgot to do this. All right, so that this will fit in here very nicely, and it's at that same angle. See, isn't that cool? All right, and I think that's all the cutting. Yep. All right. Now, the first piece that I stamped, I'm going to go and get this square that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I want to turn it as a diamond because it's going to go on the card as a diamond. And I'm going to use Magenta Madness because I still have a lot of this I need to use up in cardstock. And I'm also using the In Color Designer Series paper with this. Okay, now I did this is the medium from Timeless Tulips, and I'm using the medium and the small, and I'm going to use, I think it's this stem here and one of these leaves right there. All right, and I like to do the buds first and then bring the stem up to it so that I can figure out how far I need to go for the stem. All right, and I don't like them even, so you'll notice I kind of did it 3 different heights. And I'm using Just Jade. It's another color that's retiring on May 2nd. So if you don't have this color and you love it, you definitely want to get it. Actually, I've been pleasantly surprised that it hasn't gone away already. So often when it's time for the new colors or the old colors to go away, the refills and the papers and everything sell out the very first day. But so far, last time I checked anyway, the stamp pads and refills and stuff, except Misty Moonlight, I think it was, the refill wasn't available anymore. Okay, so as you can see, you need paper underneath here because I went over the line. And then I don't like those naked stems like that. So I'm going to take this leaf and oh, that didn't go very well. Let's line that back up again. There we go. And I just turn it different directions so it looks differently. If you're really picky about your leaves, you can always use the 3 different ones that are in this set. And I don't want all this blank space in here, so I'm going to come back in with some more leaves here. I like to have that all filled up like that. Oh, Fran, I knew you would be excited about magenta. Oh, Lori, you made it. Awesome. She was so disappointed. She and I met at a Stampin' Up event a few years ago. And when I had to cancel a few weeks ago, she was actually going to be able to make it that night. So, hey, we finally got our schedules together. All right, using the chamois again here. Clean these off because I have found if I don't, I end up getting ink where I don't want it. All right, so those are inked and used. Okay, then for my ribbon, I am using, this ribbon is from the Flowers for Every Season. Isn't that pretty? I love Demon ribbon though. All right, so I'm going to take my glue dots like always. Laurie, I think you and I need to be doing happy dances. We actually connected at the same time for a change. All right. And you know, like I do, I always put one on the ends, each end, and one in the middle. And it is a little funny when you go around a diamond like this. So I just folded it straight over. And see how it kind of looks. It's going to go like that. So the ribbon goes up instead of flat. But then it gives you a nice fold for that. For the 1 or the 1/2 inch by 2 inch, I grabbed the Happy Birthday out of, oh, it's out of the tulip set. If you don't have this tulip set, I love it. It was one of our first ones that was more of the distinctive. See how it's got all that depth in it? And I stamped each of them just one time. So if you like tulips, I think this is just a gorgeous set to use. So I'm going to use the Just Shade ink. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. I like this because it has Get Well, Hello, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday. There's an Easter greeting in there. So some great sayings. All right. So there's my Happy Birthday. And then for the inside of my card, it's been interesting lately. I've noticed so many people saying they just really need encouragement. They're discouraged. So even though this was a birthday card, I came across a saying. It's in this best chapter. You are strong, brilliant, and beautiful. And I think that could go for birthdays. That could go for encouragement. Congratulations. I think this one's fun too. Relax, eat, travel, indulge, read, enjoy for retirement, which I think would be great to have on hand. This set, I am pretty sure, is going away. So if you like these, take time to do what makes your soul happy. I like that. Sometimes we can't do it alone. That's why I'm here for you. Some really great sayings in this one. So I'm going to use the one about being strong, brilliant, and beautiful. I'm going to add my little tulip here in the corner and a little bit of a stem. And I noticed a lot of times I'm worried about getting too close to that pink. And so what I do is I just grab the marker, the thin tip, and just gently. And it actually works nice because if that is underneath the flower, it's going to add a little bit of a shadow there. I can come back and make these so that they touch. I would much rather do that than get a bunch of green up on the pink. I don't like it when it does that. All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to stamp my greeting. And just for you, Fran, I'm going to stamp it in pink. Now, when the lady was showing this technique or this fun fold, one thing she did is if you don't want to write a lot, which I know we all have those people that you send them a card and you're like, oh, I don't know what to write in here. She made a diamond and put it right here so that it fit. Oh, where's it? So like this. So then you didn't have much space to write it all. So if you want to do that, that's square is 3 by 3. It's the same size as the one for the front. And I'm trying to be really careful because the other day I got all the way to the end and then I got ink on my card because my stamps were still inked up. All right. Now we're ready to assemble. So this is going to go inside here. And I did not cut off my tick marks. So I'm going to just erase them with pencil. Of course, you could always flip this over and then you don't see those marks too. See if I grabbed a glue that actually has glue in it tonight. I'm really excited. One of Danae's roommates from college is going to have a baby, and her mom just reached out to me and asked if I would make the baby invitations for the shower. And I'm super excited about that. And guess what? She loves purple. So guess what color the invitations are going to be? If you can watch my videos and not know my favorite color, you are not paying attention. All right. So when I asked Danae, well, what do you think her favorite colors are? And she said, well, when we were in college, it was purple, which makes sense because they were both at K-State. So I went ahead and did K-State purple. Well, no, actually I did Highland Heather because I thought the light purple would be better for a baby shower. All right, now I want this to fold nicely because it's going to open like this. And when we glue down, we're only going to glue this section, and this is going to go just like that because you want it to move freely. It's always that thing, don't put glue over here, you're going to make your whole card glued shut. So when I'm doing that, I always just put the adhesive on the one side. It's popping up. I'm going to have to work on that score line. All right. And it is the exact same size, so it should be pretty easy to line up. I say that, and then I got it just a little bit crooked. And that's why I use the liquid glue. I need a little bit of wiggle time. All right, then my tulips are going to go right on the front. And before I put them on, I'm going to grab my happy birthday and use my dimensionals. I used to always just put two, one on each end, and I've gotten in the habit of putting one in the middle because I'm finding a lot of times the one in the middle, if you don't put one there, it sags a little bit. Ah, you like purple too, Laurie. Awesome. All right, so put the happy birthday on here. Okay, now we'll glue this on. Like that. And then I didn't like the plain green here. So this is the in color, the 2021 to 2020 to 2022 paper. And if you open this up, you notice it's not quite as wide. So it could have been 3 1/4 by 4. But I wanted to be able to use a lot of my DSP, and I didn't want to have, if you cut it at 3, since the paper's 6, you can get 2 out of a sheet. And when you lay this over here, it's not really that noticeable. And then when you open this up, I wanted color here. So I'm going to put another one here. I'll show you on the other one that I did. I did put a triangle instead of a square over here. All right. Okay, so there we go. It opens like this. Kind of nice to have something just a little bit different. And then of course I'll put my stamp on the back and then decorate my envelope with some tulips and it'll be ready to go. So let me show you this one. This one is the senior years that is retiring. So I used the happy birthday from this. And I think this is retirement has its ups and downs. You get up and you lie down whenever you want. Is it hot in here or is it just the candles on your cake? Happy birthday. It also has another fun one, and that's what I put on this card. So I stamped her in black. Then I used my colored pencils to color her a little bit. I could have used my blends, but I like pencils, so I use the pencils. And it says, it feels like we've been friends forever, which is weird because we're both about 29, right? And the fun thing with going this direction is that it's an easel card. So it pops up. So the neat thing with this idea is that with a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square, you can put so many images here. The first one I did was Bumblebee. So there's my Bumblebee. I need to fix my stems there. And I use the same layout as what I showed you tonight. And then this one goes this way. Isn't that fun? I just thought it was a really fun, different little twist. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it, Laurie. So that's my design for tonight. I'm doing bingo at Bikes, Burgers, and Ice Cream here in Bonner. Sounds like a lot of bees. On April 9th at 1 o'clock. I tried to print out the flyer and I'm out of colored ink. So it was a blank sheet of paper. $35. We're going to play 3 rounds of bingo. I'm going to have some awesome prizes for everybody to win. You must RSVP by April 7th. Earlier than that, there might be a prize for doing even earlier than that for your RSVP. So let me know if you can join. Last chance list is out. There's some great discounts on items. And then our new catalog goes live on May 3rd. I got mine in the mail today. It's so cool. And so many cool items in there. You're going to love it. Can't wait to hand those out. I will be handing them out as soon as I get them. So if you are not on my mailing list or I don't have a message from you telling me you want one, you need to get that done so you get yours reserved. Oh, Fran, thank you. And I think that's it. Oh, on this one here, I forgot to tell you, this little label here is from the Meadow Dies. It's this label right there. All right, that's my card for tonight. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to see you create these cards like this with the idea that I gave you. So share your designs at underneath this feed so I can see what you're creating. Have a fabulous Monday, a fabulous week, and I'll see you next Monday night at 7. Bye.